Welcome to episode 10 of the EUSD Staff Wellness Podcast. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into something universally understood, yet surprisingly complex: the science of gratitude. You know that fuzzy feeling you get when someone holds the door? Or maybe when your usual coffee shop remembers your order. We're going to unpack the science behind it. Maybe figure out why that coffee just tastes better after a thank you.
Indeed. In our deep dive today, it's drawn from a really comprehensive white paper, The Science of Gratitude. This was prepared for the John Templeton Foundation by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley. So our mission really is to pull out the most important bits of knowledge about what gratitude truly is, where it comes from, and importantly, how it can, profoundly impact your life.
Okay, so we all think we know gratitude, but the sources suggest it's maybe harder to pin down than a good cup of coffee on a Monday morning. Is it just an emotion? Or like a virtue, something you do?
That's a great question. It's actually wonderfully complex. A little bit of all of those, really. Researchers like Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough, they sort of simplify it. They break it down into a two-step process. First, you recognize you've received something positive, something good, and second, you acknowledge an external source for that benefit.
An external source,
Yeah.
so not always another person.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be, say, fate or nature, or even just relief from narrowly avoiding a mistake.
Right. Okay, so now that we've kind of unpacked what it is, let's dig into the roots. This part sounds really interesting. Our sources say gratitude has deep evolutionary, biological, even genetic origins. We're talking ancient history. And vampire bats. Seriously.
Yes. Maybe not just vampire bats, but the principle holds. What's truly fascinating is how gratitude seems to function as a kind of social glue. It helps us find good relationship candidates, people worth connecting with. It helps remind us of the good and the connections we already have. And it helps bind us closer together. Think of it like a social superpower, really crucial for cooperation and, well, survival.
A social superpower. I like that. And the biology part.
Yeah, biologically, studies using brain imaging show that experiencing gratitude activates specific brain areas linked to reward, social bonding, even understanding what other people are intending to do. And amazingly, things like writing gratitude letters can actually lead to lasting brain changes months later. You see increased activity in areas that help us predict how our actions impact others.
Wow. Lasting changes just from writing a letter. And you mentioned DNA, too.
There's research suggesting links between gratitude and specific genes. Genes involved in releasing hormones like oxytocin, the love hormone, and neurotransmitters like dopamine. So yeah, maybe some of us are just sort of wired to be more grateful.
Like being wired to always lose your keys.
Maybe. But while some of it might be wired in, how much gratitude you feel also depends a lot on how you think about things. Cognitive factors. For example, you tend to feel more grateful when you believe someone helped you out of pure altruism, not because they had to. And unexpected generosity. That usually gives gratitude a big boost, too.
That makes sense. And it seems like experiences differ, too. The research mentions girls and women often reporting more gratitude than boys and men.
That's what some studies suggest, yes.
Yeah.
And there are theories about why perhaps some cultural norms, particularly in the U.S., might lead some men to associate expressing gratitude with weakness or feeling indebted.
Interesting. But it's not always easy to feel grateful, is it? The research talks about barriers.
Definitely. Things like envy, materialism, narcissism, cynicism, they can all get in the way. It's hard to appreciate what you have if you're constantly focused on what you don't have, right? There's also this concept called the headwind-tailwind asymmetry.
Headwind, tailwind. What's that?
It means we're much more aware of the challenges we face, the headwinds blowing against us. But we tend to forget or overlook the benefits and advantages helping us along the tailwinds at our back.
Like always noticing the uphill struggle but forgetting the easy downhill coast.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But overcoming those barriers, cultivating gratitude, it brings tangible benefits. Individually, it's linked to better physical health, things like improved blood sugar control, which is quite a connection, and definitely better psychological health. We're talking increased happiness, life satisfaction, less materialism, even less burnout. It might even boost your patience.
Patience is a virtue. And the social effects. You mentioned the social glue idea.
Huge ripple effects. More grateful people tend to be more generous, kinder, more helpful. And think about the workplace. Studies suggest gratitude can lead to better job performance, higher job satisfaction, more cooperation among colleagues.
Imagine that kind of workplace. Sounds pretty good. And it's not just theoretical, right? Our sources mentioned that study with fundraisers.
That's right. Fundraisers who simply received a message of gratitude from their director actually significantly increased the number of calls they made afterwards. It shows how powerful even a small expression can be.
So the big question then is, can we actually learn to be more grateful? Can we cultivate it?
Science suggests, yes, we can. Common practices like keeping a gratitude journal or writing those gratitude letters we talked about, these have been shown to increase well-being. Though it's fair to say the results specifically for youths are a bit more mixed. And some studies raise the possibility that these interventions might work partly through a placebo effect.
A placebo effect.
Yeah.
So just believing it helps makes it help.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing if it leads to positive outcomes, but it does mean more research is needed to understand exactly how these practices work.
Okay, but hold on. The sources also mention a potential dark side. That seems important.
Yes, it's a crucial nuance. Gratitude isn't always positive. It can sometimes feel burdensome, especially for people who rely heavily on informal care from others. And in really unfortunate circumstances, feelings of gratitude or obligation can even motivate someone to stay in an unhealthy or abusive relationship.
That's a really important caution.
It is. So while gratitude is generally a powerful force for good, it's definitely complex. But overall, whether it's a fleeting emotion or more of a general disposition, gratitude is a profound and mostly very beneficial human experience. Understanding its origins, its wide-ranging effects, and yes, even its complexities, can really help us navigate our lives with more awareness and, well, appreciation.
So, reflecting on all this, what does it mean for you listening? Perhaps it's a good moment to think about the benefits, the tailwinds you might be overlooking in your own life. Remember, Empire to engage, educate, and empower, and you have to take care of yourself in order to be able to do that.